All right, so the New York Knicks signed Jordan Clarkson, and what does that mean, right? Seems like we got a good bench, right? Jordan Clarkson was solid for us. We're gonna need him next season. We re-signed Jordan Clarkson. We also re-signed Jose Alvarado, Jose Alvarado as well, Landry Shamet as well, and we signed Andre Drummond. So we only got like $3 or $4 million left in the cap, probably less than that. And we also lost Ariel Hukporti and then Mitchell Robinson. And losing Mitchell Robinson is a hot topic. It's a really hot topic right now, losing Mitchell Robinson, because Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson have been going at it. It's been a back and forth where Mitchell Robinson, he was wearing his Celtics jersey. It was a few days ago. Josh Hart tweeted about it. It was something along the lines like, delete this, something, something, something. Like he couldn't, he felt like the way a lot of us feel about Mitchell Robinson going to the Boston Celtics. And there's been a lot going into this team because for years, we've always been very big on getting to the playoffs with Mitchell Robinson being healthy. That's always been the case with Mitchell Robinson. If we can just get to the playoffs with Mitchell Robinson, we have a chance to win the championship, right? And this is the first season where that's not the case, right? No Mitchell Robinson. And we got to see if what Leon Rose did was the right move, right? Because Leon Rose, I gotta give credit to him. He has been doing a good job, especially pivoting, right? For example, he pivoted from R.J. Barrett to OG Anunoby, and OG Anunoby was he's a solid player. What are you gonna say about OG? We all love OG, right? And then he went there. Then he traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. So, very tough things to do, very tough moves to do. He did it. So it wasn't just 5 picks. It was like players involved and so forth. So he did that move. And that was a lot of controversy, that pivot right there. And then he traded Julius Randle, Dante, and a first for Karl-Anthony Towns. And then for quite some time, Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, offensively, it just wasn't meshing. It's like, where's the ball movement? Where's the double teams and the kick out? And then we see in the playoffs, Karl-Anthony Towns, becoming more of the team's playmaker, so to speak, right? And I think it started around the Atlanta Hawks series, the 2026 NBA playoffs. He started becoming more of the team's offensive hub, and we really appreciated that. That was a pretty good thing to see from Karl-Anthony Towns. And then he pivots from Coach Tibbs to Mike Brown. And wow, for us, that was a big move. And I'm sure for him, I would think it was for him, I would think that was a tough move for him as well. So, but overall, we won the championship. We have a solid team going forward. We have a bright future. And for the most part, his pivots have been solid. The thing is that, for years, it's all, Mitchell Robinson has always been the key bench piece, right? Like we have a lot of key players throughout the years. Like coach, so long as we had Coach Tibbs, the team would play well, and eventually, that would come into play. Now, the whole thing now is how we're going to expect good defense coming off the bench, because it's not like Andre Drummond is the biggest or the best defender as a center, right? And Karl Anthony Towns, he was earning his respect defensively as well. So was Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was getting a lot of respect, I would say, from the second half of last year's season. From the second half to the playoffs, defensively, he started to get really good. But now we got to see is how is this Knicks team going to step it up defensively going into the 2026 and 2027 NBA season. Because this team oftentimes, they lose their defensive focus, right? And oftentimes, players like Mikal Bridges, he gets killed on the media for his defensive, for the whole team's defense, right? They just, how some people are. They just blame him for everything, right? But yes, Mitchell Robinson also is among the reasons why we have an advantage of the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Against Evan Mobley, because Mitchell Robinson gets the best of him. So, and it's not just offensive rebounds, but it's also his defensive awareness, his ability to block, to shot block, and protect the paint. So, that's an important role he plays for us, especially in the playoffs when the intensity increases. So a lot of people, are talking about this. Mitchell Robinson is a key player for years for us, coming off the bench, and so is Deuce McBride, who's still on the team, thank goodness. But we'll see. You have some people talking about the offense can get better next season. We'll see about that. Other news, Brian Windhorst says he has a reliable source, that LeBron James is choosing to play for another NBA team and not the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we're going to see about that. Pretty soon we're going to learn what team LeBron James is going to play for. As we're anticipating him back in the East for his 24th season, I believe. And WNBA news, you have Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, Satu Sabali, and JoJo up against Minnesota Lynx and Olivia Miles. So that'll be tomorrow. See how that goes. Anything else I forget to mention? Patrick Ewing joined the Washington Wizards, and they're drafting good. They drafted AJ DeBanza. They traded for Trae Young. They traded for DeAndre Ayton. They traded for Chris Middleton. They also drafted Alex Sarr as well. They also got that kid Trey Johnson coming off the bench. And I'm anticipating a very good Washington Wizards team next season. So I think that's about it. I think that wraps up today. And you guys have a good one. Peace out.